First of all, there are differences, and there are bound to be differences, and because what we have is a democratic society, and we have free speech. In Indian freedom movement, in the civil rights movement in America, or within South Africa also, there were differences, but we are united as one.
Yeah, but my point is, it's much harder to imagine you staying united after the passing of this Dalai Lama, who has been such a symbolic, unifying figure. How are you going to cope with it?
It's very clear. The election mandate that I received is a clear message to Beijing. That is, the hardliners' calculation is when the elders passes away in exile, the Tibetan government will disappear. But the message sent to Beijing is this: with the passing away of the elders, the younger generation will continue the legacy of the elder generation, will build on the hard work of the elder generation, and continue to fight for freedom no matter how long it takes. That's the message, which means we put Tibet and Tibetan front and center. We will rally around Tibet and Tibetan people. That's how we will remain united. I, for one, represent Tibet and Tibetan people.
But you have a problem when it comes to finding the next spiritual leader of your people, because as I understand it, Buddhist tradition and the notion of reincarnation makes this all very problematic. The Chinese say that they, in control of Tibet right now, will have to approve the next Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama himself has indicated that he might appoint the next Dalai Lama to be amongst the exile community, but given the notion of reincarnation, it's hard to see how he could appoint his successor. How do you sort this out?
He can appoint his successor because His Holiness the Dalai Lama is the ultimate authority on the next Dalai Lama. He can decide who or where the next Dalai Lama will be.
You mean he can appoint he can appoint his own reincarnation?
Certainly, because the idea of reincarnation, he is the 14th, which means His Holiness Dalai Lama said it very, very clearly. The idea of reincarnation is this: that whoever is born the next time is to continue the legacy and the mission and vision of the previous Lama, which means if he is to pass away in exile, he will be born in exile to continue the legacy and the mission, right? So His Holiness has said, if the Tibet issue is not resolved during his lifetime, then he will be born outside to continue the same mission. So our loyalty and our faith in Dalai Lama is absolute. So we will follow his directive, and we will have Dalai Lama outside. And Chinese government and the Communist Party of China has no credibility and no legitimacy to recognize the next Dalai Lama, because they are a Communist Party who says religion is poison.